Welcome to Robert's Record Corner. I'm Robert. I know you've been waiting for this for a while. This is the moment. I'm going to rank every Rolling Stones sax solo from best to worst. Sax chat. Of course, saxophone has had controversial roots. It was founded by a Belgian in 1840, Adolphe Sax, who took it to Paris to try to sell it to military bands, and he had 2 assassination attempts for his weird horned instrument. He also made a sax tuba. The controversy of the saxophone continued in the 20th century. The Pope outlawed the saxophone in 1903 because he thought it was too profane. Jazz was slow to embracing the sax. It took Lester Young's and John Coltrane's before sax became one of the definitive instruments of jazz.
Breaking the law, breaking the law.
I don't know how much you've thought about rock and roll and a saxophone. Courtney Love says rock and roll has no place for the saxophone when she was talking about Bruce Springsteen songs. But the first rock and roll song, some say, is 1951's Rocket 88, sung by Ike Turner and the Rhythm Kings. It was written by a saxophonist, it was sung by a saxophonist, and featured a sax solo. Rock and roll started with saxophone, guys. Few bands in rock and roll have embraced the saxophone more than the Rolling Stones. They've done 16 bona fide saxophone solos in their career. 10 of them were between 1969 and 1973. That is the Rolling Stones' sax corridor. I think the worst Rolling Stones sax solo ever, Brown Sugar. If you listen, Bobby Keys comes in a note late. A little tentative. It's a very guitar-driven song. In fact, he overdubbed the original guitar solo by Mick Taylor. Number 15, I Think I'm Going Mad. Number 14, Everything's Turning to Gold. Number 13, Miss You. I mean, it's a definitive Stones disco solo. Number 12, Going to a Go-Go, which features Ernie Watts. That's great because his name is Ernie, and he has a mustache. Number 11, Live With Me. It's the first Rolling Stones sax solo ever. Number 10, Coming Down Again. Number 9, Emotional Rescue. Number 8, Sweet Virginia. Number 7, Can You Hear Me Knocking? Number 6, Slave. Number 5, Neighbors. 4, Rip This Joint. 3, How Can I Stop? And this is a one that a lot of people haven't heard from 1997. And it has this kind of meandering thing for 5 minutes, and then it just erupts into this teleporting soprano sax by jazz great Wayne Shorter. Number 2, Casino Boogie from Exile on Main Street, 72. A lot of people don't know this song, but I love it. The 24-second solo because it does with saxophone what Neil Young does with guitar on the Cinnamon Girl song. He's just playing a single note, syncopating a single note for almost the entire solo. Number 1, Waiting on a Friend. I mean, it's the Rolling Stones and Sonny Rollins, the great jazz saxophonist. They actually recorded this in 1973, but it didn't come out till 81, 8 years later, and it was a top 20 single. You have Keith's kind of chorus guitars, you have Michael Carabello, who is the guy in Santana with the best hair, doing all the percussion in it. And then the sax has a little bit of echo. Perfect mesh of just this relaxed feel of the way Tattoo You, their last album that's really good, ends. And frankly, I kind of like them all.